Hello Year 7 and welcome along to our next lesson in online safety. And I want to start off with a think, pair, share. So I want you to have a think about this question. What are the dangers of online services? So I'm going to go away for a couple of minutes while you think about that question. And then when I come back, I'm going to ask you to talk to your partner about it. And then finally, I'm going to ask you to share it in class. So first minute, I just want you to think about the question. What are the dangers of online services? Okay, and now I want you to share what you thought about with your partner. You've got 1 minute. Go. Okay, now you've had a chance to talk with your partner. What I want you to do is put your hands up and tell me what you would share with the whole class. So, what you thought about, what you talked about with your partner. What do you think the dangers are of online services? Now you've had a chance to think about it. Now you've had a chance to talk about it. What would you going to share with the rest of the class? Okay, you can pause the video now if you need to have that discussion, and then when you're ready, play again. Okay, let's move on to the main part of our lesson. So, keeping safe online is all about education. The more people know, the more they'll be able to do to keep themselves safe. If they know the dangers, they can protect themselves against them. I know that over the last few lessons doing our comic strip, you've done a great job of learning some new ways that you can keep safe online. But we need to spread the word to help keep everybody safe. And that's what we're going to try and do today. You are going to plan and write an email to another Year 7 pupil to advise them about online safety. So you should make sure that you cover a wide range of dangers and give specific advice about how to stay safe online. So we could think about the things that we saw in our Caught in the Web video. We saw gaming addiction. We saw Kieran with his gaming addiction. We saw somebody with insecure passwords. So they had the same password for everything, and so the hackers got into all of their accounts. We also had somebody who lied about themselves on social media. They were too young to be on it, and they ended up talking to somebody who weren't who they said they were, and that got them into a lot of trouble. So those are 3 examples of things that we could talk about. So, before we rush off and start writing, we need to think really carefully about what we want to include. So here are our success criteria. The bronze is to know the dangers of information technology. So tell the person what the dangers are is the bare minimum of what we could do. But we can do better than that. The silver is explain how you might resolve each danger. So if you got yourself into trouble with, say, talking to somebody you didn't know online, and it turned out that they weren't as nice as you thought they were, what could you do to resolve it? Well, let's have a think. We could tell an adult we trust, we could get in touch with Childline, we might even contact the police. Okay, remember the police will always be happy to give us advice if they can't act on it themselves. So there's a few options we've got already. You might have a few more. You might think about talking to a trusted friend as well. You might tell somebody within school. You might tell me as your teacher or any other adult in school, and we'll do our best to help you. Okay, so that's the silver, is how we might resolve it. Gold is explain how you would prevent an online safety issue. So rather than having to resolve it, having to fix it after it's happened, how can we stop it happening in the first place? So things like having secure passwords, or setting limits on our gaming time, or we could think about making sure that we only talk to people that we know online, would be 3 ways that we could prevent the issue from happening in the first place. Okay, and then our challenge to link the dangers together that have a common solution. So if you think, actually, the solution for these dangers is to tell an adult, you could group those dangers together. Okay, if you think limiting screen time is a common solution for gaming addiction or phone addiction, you could group those 2 dangers together. Okay, in our email, we need to explain the dangers fully, as well as how you prevent and resolve them. So we are going to do a plan today. So I want you to think about the content of each paragraph. Make sure that the introduction paragraph is right at the start, the conclusion comes at the end. I know that sounds simple, but honestly, some people forget, which is why we're going to do our plan. So as you can see in the bottom right hand corner here, we've got a little template of a plan, and I'm going to show that to you now. So here we've got our publisher file that you'll find in ICT resources on the school shared, and it is broken up into introduction, online safety paragraph 1, online safety paragraph 2, online safety paragraph 3, and then a conclusion. Now, I want you to think about, right, what's your introduction going to be about? Well, it's going to be telling the reader, what am I emailing you about? Why am I emailing you? I'm emailing you today to let you know all about online safety. It's a real danger, and we need to be sure that we're prepared for it. Something like that. Just getting our ideas down. Then you've got your 3 paragraphs, and those are going to be some of the dangers that we've spoken about already today. So thinking about your secure passwords, thinking about what you share on social media, thinking about gaming addiction, thinking about who you talk to online, strangers online. So these are a whole load of things, and you've got to think what you're going to include in each paragraph. Remember, try and group the ones that have got a similar solution into one paragraph, so you're doing that challenge as well. And then the conclusion could be something like, now you have heard all about these online safety dangers, I hope you will be better prepared to avoid them in the future. Okay, and that's it. Now this is going to be our plan. So I don't want the finished article today, but I want you to get all your ideas down, and obviously the more you fill in on the plan, the less you'll have to do when it comes to the final write-up, and the easier it will be to make edits and improvements. Now, just to remind you, these are our success criteria. You've got some vocab here: personal information, images, cyberbullying, reliable information, online identity, social media, and tiers for tell. There's lots of clues there within the vocab as to what you can include. There is a waggle as well that you can ask for if you need it. So if you need to see what the final email might look like, there's one of those that you can have a look at. Best of luck, everybody. I'm going to leave this on the screen for a while so you can look at it. But I'm looking forward to seeing your plans and getting the emails written when I return.